Hey guys, Gameboy 3800 here once again, and today, two computers. One is an Alienware, the other is a custom PC I built. Today, we're going to see which one is better. They're both from about the same time period, spec-wise. This has an AMD FX 4100, and this has a Core i7-920. So 3.6 versus 2.6 gigahertz. They're both quad core, but that one is hyper-threaded, so we'll see if that makes a difference. This has a GT640 GPU, this has a GTX 650 Accelerate 2GB edition. I know, that's a mouthful. They both have like little front flap doors that hides two USBs, and this holds the power button and the liquid cooler up top. I took the drives out here because, one, I couldn't connect them because the motherboard's too new, and two, it'll help get air to the liquid cooler when I close the lid. So without further ado, let's see which one we'll turn on first. I'll get to you when that happens, so give me a second. Okay, so the first test I figured will be a boot test. The Alienware has 8GB of RAM, while the AMD has 4. But, yeah, they both have the same programs and the same OS, so let's see which one boots faster. The Alienware obviously being a lot bigger and louder. The Alienware takes some time to show up on the screen, so give that a minute. Come on. Here's the Alienware. I believe it took that long because of a failed overclock. Yeah, with the AMD motherboard you can overclock it. That still doesn't look right, does it? So, I think it's pretty obvious which one's going to win, but only because the Alienware was slow to start because of the failed overclock from some time ago. eBay. Oh, updates. I guess I'll get to you when this is over. Okay, they are both loaded up. The one on the right obviously being the Alienware. They both have Alienware OSs, so just to keep it even more similar, same OS. Under 7 Pro Professional. Only other difference is that this one here on the left is overclocked. You will see by how much in a minute. And I need to clean this room, which is what I intend to do tomorrow. They both have side extensions to load up, so give that a minute. This DVD drive will do fine. I'm using a very old PS2 mouse for the AMD rig, so needs to have something for the trackball. There we go. And it looks like the one on the right has completed first, but they both have PC meter, and drives meter somehow came way up here. There we go. They both have wireless adapters. The only real difference in hardware is that the Alienware on the right has a little bit more front USB hubs. They both have the same fan layout other than the liquid cooler. And I I guess I'll open up the front so you can hear how loud it can be. Although I'm sure you already heard that from it booting up. I'll just leave it open. It's not in the way. And I'll make it run a little bit cooler. The liquid cooler on the Alienware has lots of extra fans that it doesn't need, but yeah. Still, PC meter has not loaded on either one of them. The first one to load it will be the quickest booter, because they both came into Windows at about the same time. As you can tell from the two machines, this is quad core, not hyper-threaded, just regular quad core, and over here is quad core hyper-threaded. And PC meter is up on the Alienware, even with the slower start. So that gives you an idea of how quick they can boot up. Yeah, I'm using a lower end screen for the AMD rig, just guys, and that's why it'll look a little bit blurred to you. They both have fraps, and they both have this one game, Amnesia. So we're going to load up fraps on both. So, and it doesn't look like I need to reset the overclock on the AMD, because I had it overclocked to 4.8 gigahertz, which would have been awesome had it been stable. But nah, I guess I'm going to have to live with the stock 3.6 gigahertz. Yeah, 2.6 gigahertz for the i7 hyper-threaded, and 3.6 gigahertz for the non-threaded AMD. So now they're both up and running here. And minimize them both. And open up Amnesia. That's the only game I got on both of these systems. I tried to click at the same time. And yep. I'm going to max both these games out. Max settings on that. Advanced. I'm going to set the resolution to the same. Or I was, because I just realized this has a resolution the same, but this also has a lower graphics card. So to keep it more even, I'm just going to max them both out as it is. Now, for some reason, having it on 100% max settings always makes them stutter, even on the highest end graphics cards, except for the 7970, because for some reason this game seems to be AMD optimized. So on high, 128. Let's launch the game. Fraps is in the corner of both. I'm going to do that so you can see it. Frictional games. You won't get sound from either of them. And that's not looking very pretty on the Alienware. Select. Exit. I'm going to redo this, put them both on regular high settings. First thing is the left one responds, and that's actually looking even better than the one on the right. Probably because of the lower resolution. I do have another identical monitor as the one to the right, but it's being used downstairs. High settings, let's try the launcher mode at the same time. And same time launch, I guess the more memory and hyper-threaded processor of their Alienware is helping it out. But they're both pushing 60 frames, no problem. I don't know, that makes it easier. Let's both start a new game. Synchronized. And we'll just see which one looks prettier. The AMD rig is air-cooled, just so you know. And the machine on the right is taking less time than the machine on the left. They're both running at 60, so no issues there. You're actually seeing it better than me because of the way the screen comes up on camera. I'm moving the mouse on the right so you can get a little bit of a better view. And that's where he collapses on the right screen. And that's where he collapses on the left. One on the right is waking up. One on the left is now just waking up. One on the right is up and running. Here, getting kind of an idea of how it looks. Of course, with the screen on the right being a little bit better, it's going to look better on the right screen. But that would also be true for the one on the left, so you can't really judge here. But high settings, both for the max the resolution can push. It's good. See how quickly they exit. Oh. I misclicked the left screen, but even so, I think it still came up faster. And for some reason now, it's starting to chug, while the one on the right remains good. Pretty odd, actually. That one flame always really gets it. One more thing I'm going to show you is a Windows Experience Index score. So one is 5.4, the other is 5.5. Why? They both have very high settings. I'm going to full screen both of them. This will be the ultimate showdown though. On the AMD side, CPU 7.2, memory 7.5, GPU both 7.1, and hard drive is 5.5. It's a 5400 RPM hard drive. Laptop hard drive at that, so yeah. The one on the right shows us a score of 7.4 versus 7.3. But a memory score of 7.4 versus 7.5, and they both have an equal score of graphics for 7.1 and 7.1, and the hard drive is 5.4 versus the 5.1. because it's called dual 250 gig hard drives, both running at 5400 RPM. I guess accessing to both of them makes it a little bit slower. And the memory is the only thing that really gets me off a little bit, because it's got, the Alienware has double the memory of the AMD. Yep, one's got 4 gigabytes, the other's got 8 gigabytes. I wonder if the 4 gigabyte card has is more clocked, like clocked higher. Packing peanuts. Boredom. But yeah, that's what I've got right here. I have a second AMD rig, a 6-core, but it doesn't have an operating system. Only 2 gigabytes of memory, but it does have a GTX 660 Ti. So, maybe that would do something. I was hoping it would do something, but you can't really do anything. I don't know. And they both have capabilities. So let's open Google Chrome at the same time. And even with the late start, the right one opens it quicker. Or just new tab is different on... Oh, nope, never mind. Different screens for both home pages. I'm going to close for apps, because I don't need it. I guess another thing you could be surprised about is the graphics. They were equal, even though the 660 Accelerator Edition has 2 gigabytes versus the 640 1 gigabyte. And the 650 being GDDR5 versus GDDR3. So yeah. Right now this is just, the Alienware is just updating to all my updates I've had to my Google account. And the one on the left is not even synchronized. But yeah, loads up good. Facebook. Might as well log in to Facebook. Automatic sign-in, gotta love it. But yeah, I hope that made you decide on what to do, whether you want to build your own or get a pre-made Alienware. Or actually, I built these both on my own. How can you tell? Because the one on the right used to have very old Pentium 4 guts. But I thought that was way too old, almost unusable. So, what I do, I bought the guts of an Alienware Aurora R2 with the i7-920, and I threw it, and it had 8 gigabytes of RAM, and the GT640, and I threw the GT640 into the AMD rig. The old Accelerated GTX 650 I had for a while, I just threw it into the Alienware because why not? And that's how you see this. It's using a Corsair H50 liquid cooling unit because I had planned to overclock it to 4 gigahertz, but I don't know how to overclock it until with AMD. All you have to do is go to AMD Overdrive, which is right here. Okay, now you're going to potentially destroy your own computer, but auto-clock. And the last speed we got to was 4.8 gigahertz. Now I wish it would just let you show you what can do what right on the fly. Like, want to overclock? Yes? No? Okay then, whatever. That's a different version of AMD Overdrive than what I had with the 6-core gaming rig, which was just, oh, you overclocked to this before? Okay, you can select this, like on a slider, how high you want it to go. And here, I'm just not going to do it. Don't know why. But this video has been way too long. I'm pretty sure you got bored to death like you always do. I'm going to shut them both down. They both have updates to do. And yeah. Update 1 of 10, 1 of 11. This is going to be too boring for you to watch, so I'll end it here. Thanks, Gameboy out. See you next time. Next video? Wait and see. I have a big surprise. See ya.